Your character in this film?
So my character, Copperhead, he's an interesting fellow who's rather fond, a little overly fond, perhaps, of body morphing. So yeah, he's made some changes. He's got a bit of a tail and a tongue, and yeah, I mean, look, he's part of the squad, no question. And yeah, we'll see what sort of mischief he gets up to. But I can say that he uses all appendages, at least that children can enjoy.
Now, we're familiar with Suicide Squad. You know, these are a team of villains. So what is appealing about these bad guys?
What is the feeling?
Appealing.
Oh, appealing.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is they've all got qualities that are likable. You know. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I think everyone's got their own little sort of personality, and there's something about the underdogs in a ways. You know, where you got characters who have maybe a little bit of baggage or something in their past, which means they're not perfect, you know, and I think that's also humanity. It's, you know, none of us is perfect sort of thing. So I think there's an almost heroic nature in the anti-hero, you know. So I think where, you know, the villains also, I mean, they're also essentially banding together for a higher cause, so they're not really terrorizing folks, although, you know, that perhaps they do take some delight in some mayhem along the way.
So for my fans at home, the Banshee, correct?
Yeah, Silver Banshee.
So what's different about that character in this installment or iteration?
Well, Silver Banshee is all of the characters in Suicide Squad in this particular movie are villains. Silver Banshee is, you know, without giving away too much, she's certainly out for revenge, and as most villains are, she's out for herself. And for me, I enjoy playing Silver Banshee because her power, as you'll find, is in her voice. As a voice actor, I kind of dig that.
Now, this is not your first DC round, right?
No, it's not. Actually, one of my very first gigs as an animation actress was the Zeta Project for DC long ago. It was a spin-off of Batman Beyond, and I got to play Ro on that show with the wonderful Dietrich Bader as Zeta. And I've done quite a few other DC projects along the way, but I love them. They've been really good to me.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So, over the years, having worked with DC, what is it special about, you know, working with DC as an actress?
You know, there's kind of a magic in working for a company like DC. You know, the number of characters, the number of heroes, the number of stories that they have been able to weave over the years. They're so beloved. It's like a religion to so many people. And so walking into even the DC headquarters, you know, I was there the other day for an interview, and I'm looking, I'm like, that's Batman, that's a Wonder Woman thing, and I am fangirling like crazy. So there is, you know, I mean, I grew up loving Wonder Woman. I actually, when the Wonder Woman movie came out, invited about 100 of my friends to go see it together, and we had a huge crowd. I like to celebrate the women as they are so powerful in the DC stories, and they continue to become more powerful.
Character design, I want to ask, well, you can see the poster here. Harley look kind of different, right? And what's different about some of these characters?
Man, I don't know if they're different. I've never drawn any of them before, so that was what was different for me, just getting to draw them. Except for, I've drawn Boomerang before, but I never drew these guys. So that was, I don't know if I've done anything different here.
Did you draw any inspiration from previous iterations or previous drawings?
I don't think so. I mean, I always look at comic book reference, you know, I always look at the comics and I try to draw inspiration from that. But, you know, fundamentally, we're trying to make something that works for our medium. So, yeah, that's ultimately it's inspiration from the comics and then trying to push it to make it fit the narrative that we're trying to make.
Does it affect also your character design, the fact that the movie is in grindhouse style?
No, it just because it's the characters are darker because they're villains and, you know, they're not heroes, you know, so that kind of pushes you towards what they need to be. But the grindhouse treatment is more in the storytelling, and it's more in the way we're treating the narrative. Yeah. So as far as the design style, though, it has to fit in with the other movies.
Last question before you move on.
Okay.
This is rated R, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how brutal does it get?
It's brutal. Yeah. It's rough. We earn the R for sure. Yeah.